This review is brought to you by Netflix. Okay, so I've made no secret of the fact that I love Rayman. It is one of my all-time favorite series, and everything I've seen of Rayman Legends so far at trade shows and at preview events has been overwhelmingly amazing. So in the case of Rayman Legends, I really tried to approach this with a certain sense of skepticism. As it turns out, that is an incredibly difficult thing to do because no matter how you look at it, the game is undeniably awesome. Over a year since we first heard about Rayman Legends, and a lot has happened since then. New consoles have come out, delays have been made, and what was once a Wii U exclusive is now on almost every major platform. The development of this game hasn't been an easy one for its creators or its fans, but the good news is all that extra time seems to have been well spent. Rayman Legends begins with the gang waking up after a century of sleep to find the Glade of Dreams once again in the throes of chaos. The kind of chaos that can only be cured with precise platforming and a tolerance for farcical humor. It may not abide by the typical naming conventions, but Rayman Legends is a direct sequel to Rayman Origins, so structurally the games are very similar. You'll run, glide, and punch your way through 5 unlockable worlds, each with a distinct theme, and each ending with a boss fight and a music level. Some of these worlds will look familiar if you've played any of the previous games, but all are imbued with the same charm and silliness you've come to expect from Rayman. The level design continues to be outstanding, and even though both games use the same engine, Legends looks noticeably better than its predecessor. The animations are smoother, the environments are more vibrant, and there is a level of detail that just was not there before. Certain parts manage to perfectly capture the feeling of a classic Disney game, evoking a nostalgia that is rarely experienced in modern platformers. Along with a handful of new characters, there's a cast of returning ones that prove far more useful than they've been in the past. Murphy, the overly cheerful fly, is now a playable character who can cut ropes and move platforms and chew through cake with the press of a button, or, if you're on the gamepad, the flick of a touchscreen. His involvement brings a welcome dimension to the game that paves the way for new kinds of puzzles and even more tension during tight platforming sequences. For as fun as Rayman Legends is, the musical levels continue to be the most enjoyable part. Rhythm-based platforming has always been a keystone of the series, but this game takes it to the extreme, offering 12 original music levels that are longer and more challenging than ever before. This seems to be a common theme for the game, which improves on the formula set by Origins in both quantity and quality. In addition to a bonus world that features fun little 8-bit versions of all the music levels, there's also drop-in, drop-out co-op, a new competitive mode called Kung Foot, daily and weekly challenges, and 40 remastered levels from Rayman Origins. Unlocking everything the game has to offer would probably take around 20 hours, but completionists could easily stretch that to 40. The game is so packed with content, in fact, that it can be overwhelming, but there's a very clever system in place to ensure that players are able to choose how they want to progress through the game and are consistently rewarded for doing so. If drugs activate your brain's reward center, then Rayman Legends is crack cocaine, because the amount of positive reinforcement that it gives is borderline absurd. Every time you complete a world or collect above a certain threshold of looms on a given level, you're awarded a lucky ticket. Aside from being inexplicably fun to scratch off, every ticket is a winner, and every prize is a prize worth winning. Some parts of the game, like the Rayman Origins levels, can only be unlocked via tickets, so they're actually a much more crucial part of the game than you might suspect. I don't think I've ever had as much fun in a menu system as I have here, which is actually really convenient because your fingers are going to need a lot of time to recover in between levels. As fast-paced and addictive as it is, Rayman Legends is a game built for the long haul, and one that intends to stick around your living room for as long as possible. The best example are the new daily and weekly challenges, which extend the life of the game far beyond its campaign. These levels are usually shorter than the regular ones and with much more specific goals, but they're equally as challenging, if not more so. There's also an extensive leaderboard system that lets you compare your score against several different groups of people. Joining in the competitive spirit is a new mode called Kung Foot, which is far more engaging than its simplicity might lead you to believe. It's kind of like a pared-down version of soccer. Two teams of 1 to 3 players kick a ball over each other, and whichever team racks up the most goals wins. Again, a simple concept, but one that works perfectly in the context of Rayman. For those who prefer playing with others rather than against them, there's also 4-player drop-in, drop-out co-op, or 5-player if you count the Wii U's gamepad, and it works seamlessly with every level in the game. I wish I could say that co-op is as fun as playing solo, but as was the case with Origins, things tend to get a little too hectic with more than 2 players on the screen. The game deals with it the best that it can by not forcing players to restart at checkpoints, but certain levels, particularly those involving Murphy, have simply too much going on to properly support 3 or more characters. However you choose to play it, Rayman Legends is a game that will keep you satisfied long after it's finished. It's bigger than any previous Rayman, but the attention to detail is what makes it the best. In a generation of platformers, Rayman Legends stands out as truly one of a kind. I give it a 5 out of 5. Just want to take a quick note to thank our sponsor Netflix, which you may already be familiar with if you watch a lot of television. With Netflix, you can stream your favorite TV episodes and movies directly to your home, saving you time, money, and the hassle of dealing with a cable company. All you need to get started is an internet connection and any Netflix-enabled device, like a PC or Mac, a smartphone, a tablet, any video game console, really, Xbox 360, PS3, Wii U, pretty much everything works with Netflix. And Netflix is also available overseas now, so if any of you guys want to get in on a 15-day free trial, just hit up netflix.com/rev3games. Hey, look at that! It's always lovely when a game that I've been looking forward to for a long time actually meets my expectations, so hats off to Ubisoft for creating such a magical experience. There are a couple footnotes that I wanted to mention. A lot of people have been asking me what platform they should play this on, and the answer I've been giving them is if you have a Wii U, go ahead and pick it up on Wii U because the gamepad does leverage a lot of the co-op features. Better than the other platforms, I would say. I played it on 360, it was perfectly fine, so any version should suffice. The game is out on, pretty much all of them. PS3, 360, Windows, PlayStation Vita, and the Wii U. So September 3rd, guys. If you like platformers or Rayman or happiness, then you have no reason not to buy this. Thanks for watching.